This presentation consists of an analysis on Chelsea Football Club as a case study where leadership and governance and board performance will be explored for the team while also answering numerous questions regarding sports governance. Inefficiencies within Chelsea will be identified with governance strategies being formulated to help improve performance for the club.
Not-for-profit sport boards operate using two leadership styles, being facilitative and dual leadership. The aim of facilitative leadership is to encourage team members to make decisions and promote better communication and productivity within the team. This leadership style uses skills of facilitation and largely revolves around ensuring meetings and negotiations are focused and productive. Facilitative leadership consists of connecting employees with their colleagues, the issues they face, past lessons and their future potential, providing direction without taking control, managing the content and process of group discussions, discussing difficult topics to ensure conflict is addressed effectively, and nurturing each employee's capacity to take responsibility for completing tasks and making decisions on their own. Dual leadership involves two individuals that have the same level and authority managing a team. Benefits of this leadership style include increased creativity, reduced blind spots, leaders are becoming more persuasive, dividing and conquering, reduced burnout, higher personal growth, and minimized disruptions.
A factor that can support leadership within sports organizations consists of meeting performance-related goals. Examples of performance-related goals include successfully modifying governance structures, processes, and practices to align with the ever-changing modernized agenda within sports, functioning efficiently within an administrative capacity, operating and complying within the respective legal and regulatory framework, increasing the engagement of stakeholders, implementing suitable governance guidelines and ethical codes. Factors that constrain leadership within sports organizations include the following challenges: ethical issues, financial management, inclusivity and diversity, globalization, technological advancement, fan engagement, political interference, health and safety, regulatory compliance, sustainability, and reputation management. Leadership styles can be used by board chairs as a guide to manage the other board members. However, these members also have their own agendas and will make decisions that place their organizations first based on their own opinion. As a result of this, there are numerous leadership challenges the board chair may face when trying to implement a leadership strategy for an entire board, with these including ethical issues, financial management, inclusivity and diversity, political interference, regulatory compliance, social responsibility, and reputation management.
Chelsea's board uses the dual leadership style, with Todd Bowley being the majority owner and chairman, along with Bedad Eghbali, who is a co-owner and director on the club's board. The two are seen together majority of the time, being at the team's training ground, matches, and players signing announcement photos. Eghbali has also played a significant role in several player transfers, one of which he led the final talks with Portuguese club Benfica for the signing of Enzo Fernandez. This signing was particularly interesting as it was completed on transfer deadline day, where Benfica were hesitant to let the player go. However, Eghbali would not take no for an answer and eventually secured Chelsea's club record signing. The Chelsea board may have completed several player signings that they wished for, however this came at the cost of this leadership style being a detriment to the club. The constraining factors of financial management and regulatory compliance have provided challenges for the club's board as Chelsea Football Club has spent a total of £1.06 billion on player transfers since the current ownership's takeover. As a result of this substantial spending, the club was under significant pressure to meet financial fair play, or known as FFP, regulations, as they had netted monumentous losses in funds. FFP regulations have been established to prevent European football clubs from falling into financial troubles and endangering their long-term survival, as well as preventing clubs from overspending across several seasons with a set budgetary framework. As a result of FFP pressures during the 2023 summer transfer window, Chelsea transferred out more than 10 crucial players to the team to recoup funds for their significant losses. A governance process to prevent this inefficiency from occurring again involves setting performance-related goals to help support the leadership style the club uses. Chelsea's board should set the goal of operating within the legal and regulatory framework of FFP regulations. By doing this, it sets a guideline for Bowley and Iqbali to abide by, ensuring they do not abuse their dual leadership power and overspend. This process places Chelsea's interests first and ensures that the use of the dual leadership style is effective.
What are the issues facing non-for-profit sports board member identity? The issues that face non-for-profit sports board member identity revolves around the determinants of the role identities and if other role identities align or conflict with sports board member identity, variation within role identities, and the outcome of board member identities. What are the determinants of role identities, and do other role identities align or conflict with sports board member identity? The main determinants of role identities for sports governing boards consists of the entire size of the board, age range of the members, type of governance structure, the status and projected nature of the sporting organization, and the dynamics of the culture within the organization. Other role identities can in fact conflict with the sport board member identities, and if this occurs, it affects the amount of trust stakeholders have for the board. Variation in role identities. Variation between role identities is due to the overall productivity, behaviors, and actions conducted by members of a sport organization's board. Factors that cause variation amongst board members' roles include the cognitive, social, and demographic aspects of a governing board, a change to organizational structure, the board director allocating tasks for specific members. As a result of this, the agency theory model heavily applies the notion of variation within roles of identity within a board. Outcomes of board member identities. The outcomes of board member identities include individual role attitudes, can provide both positive and negative outcomes to a governing board. An example consists of a board director's individual role attitudes impacting other members of a board and their role identities, playing a critical role in how governing boards conduct ethical procedures for organizations to appeal to both stakeholders and shareholders. A positive well-being for board members resulting in sufficient improvements to social capital, board dynamics, and organizational performance.
The current owner of Chelsea is American billionaire Todd Bowley and his consortium Clearlake Capital, in which they completed the purchase of the club in 2022. As a result, the new ownership has brought in a new governing board for the club, which consists of the following directors listed on this slide. This new board has also resulted in a new governance structure being implemented, which has increased the size of the board. These changes have also caused the new ownership to implement the agency theory, which is a governance theory that Chelsea Football Club bases their governance structure upon. This theory involves the owners and manager possessing different interests, the board members being that of the owners' representatives, and the role of the board being that of compliance and conformance. The implementation of this theory has caused significant variation amongst roles within the club due to the amount of change that occurred in such a short period of time. Due to the drastic amount of change in governance processes, this has caused various inefficiencies for the club, as they have been overspending for player transfers and performing poorly on the pitch. A governance process to mitigate these inefficiencies involves Chelsea conducting ethical procedures for the organisation to appeal to both stakeholders and shareholders. The board has already started to conduct these procedures, with one example consisting of Chelsea Football Club and the Chelsea Foundation conducting a My First Game initiative. This initiative ensures that local residents and the community members of London will be able to attend their first Chelsea match if they have not been before. Due to Chelsea having a global fan base, it is extremely hard to get a ticket to their home games, even for locals. By implementing this initiative, it allows local fans who have never been to a game a chance to watch the team and therefore strengthen the club's community support.
In conclusion, by answering the governance questions and analysing Chelsea Football Club as a case study, it has been identified various inefficiencies within Chelsea's board. By using the governance processes of setting performance-related goals and conducting ethical procedures for an organisation to appeal both to stakeholders and shareholders, it allows Chelsea Football Club to improve upon their inefficiencies, which results in greater organisational performance. Recommendations. It is recommended Chelsea Football Club places emphasis on eliminating the insufficiencies mentioned in this report, as it has been a significant detriment to the club. The governance processes mentioned in this report can assist with mitigating of these insufficiencies. However, more will need to be done in order to be a successful world-class football club.